Okay, let's get this going. Are we recording? Yeah. Okay, Evil Lebron, cool. Let's get this done fast.
You hear me? Hit the rollie, start with the rollie on. What was our getaway car, Jag portfolio? You hear me? Hey, I heard I had some sneak dissers.
All right, Mexico, February 1925. Almadeir LeBaron and Maud Lucinda McDonald have a bubbling baby boy they named Ervil. They raise Ervil and his brothers Joel and Verlon for about 20 years, and in 1944, Alma says, screw it, I'm starting a cult. He breaks off of Mormonism and creates the Church of the Firstborn of the Fullness of Times, a church all about polygamy and loyalty to its leader. And it doesn't really gain much traction until 1951, when he dies and leaves leadership of the church to his sons, specifically Joel, who makes Ervil his right-hand man in 1955. These two really seem to know what they're doing, and from 1955 to 1967, the church starts getting some real followers, going up past 1,000 members outside of the LeBaron family. In 1967, Ervil starts getting it into his head that he's better than his brother, that he's the one true prophet of the Church of the Firstborn of the Fullness of Times, and starts pushing against him and his power in the church. This struggle comes to a head in August of 1972 when Joel is murdered by some of the church's followers on Ervil's command, who soon takes total control. Thus begins the Reign of Terror. Ervil transforms the church into the Church of the Lamb of God, which justifies murder as a punishment for disloyalty. Ervil writes a manifesto called the Book of the New Covenant. Ervil orders the assassination of rival polygamist leader Bob Simmons, and in 1975, his followers assassinate another Rulon C. Allred, leader of the Apostolic United Brethren, another polygamous sect. He's arrested in the United States in 1977 and extradited to Mexico for the murder of his brother that happened back in 1972, but is let out on a legal technicality. Later in 1979, he's arrested again, and this time getting extradited back to the States from Mexico for the murder of Rulon C. Allred. Here, he gets tried and convicted of ordering the murder and gets sentenced to life in a Utah prison where he dies of a heart attack in 1981. After his death, his followers enact the will of his manifesto, looking at every name in the book and beginning to hunt them, all of them being rival cult leaders and disloyal members or ex-followers. This resulted in at least 20 known murders.
28 stab wounds.
In 1988, 4 of Ervil's followers, including his son, are arrested for a series of several murders. This slows down cult activity immensely, though through the 90s there were a few more acts of violence perpetrated by the few loyal followers of Ervil that remained. Ervil had 13 wives, some under the age of 18, and with these wives he had over 50 children. Ervil was a narcissist through and through, always believing himself to be the superior and only ever thinking about himself. He would steal wives from other men so he could have more. He hurt and manipulated up until the very end, and even afterwards.